I have a pretty profound faith in the market to always find a way to charge for stuff if people find it valuable. You know, the scarcity issues keep moving around. But back when I said information wants to be free and information wants to be expensive, and then the constant battle between those two over the same material is kind of what is driven forward by technology and is also drives technology forward to some extent. I don't think that that contradiction is going to go away, because it's not a contradiction, it's just a paradox. And a paradox is constantly restating its opposite. That's how it works. So the people who are managing expensive information are going to be continually feeling undermined by information coming along they feel is directly competitive and has this unfair price from their standpoint of free. And people are finding ever more ways to casually create, distribute, consume information in this relatively free fashion. But it's just like conversation. Conversation has not been commoditized, except to the extent that we ran it through telephones for a long time. And even there, the content was not commoditized. It was just the dial tone. It was just the access to another voice, another ear. And so I think we see that kind of constant renegotiation of what we can charge for in terms of information. Just going to be a perpetual debate. And every now and then somebody says something like, well, one thing China can never do is regulate the internet. And then China regulated the internet. So whatever we think is going to happen, it keeps showing us that something different is going to happen. And you can say it's all going to be free. No, it isn't. You can say it's all going to be expensive. No, it isn't. No, far from it. Chris Anderson's book, Free, has a whole chapter on my riff on information wants to be free, which dates back to 1984. And a very insightful one, I think. And he's thought about the issue more than I have. He's studied it economically, partly from his own background, more than I have. And I think his book is outstanding, and I would say that it was unfairly reviewed not once but twice by the New York Times. The technical term for that is logic chopping, and Gladwell sometimes waxes eloquent and uses language to refer to things that are not technically precise. And that's part of what you do when you're doing creative writing, which he does brilliantly, and that's what I was doing. And one of the reasons you remember the phrase "information wants to be free" is because it imputes this as-if willfulness, a kind of determinism to the process, which invites that second thought. And so, and that is indeed exactly how it was analyzed in the book Free, and Gladwell, I think, should have responded to that rather than invent his own, I think, inappropriate argument. More. Choice. Options. Sifting. Like everyone, I'm relying more and more on various blogs to funnel information that I could not probably find directly on my own, but indirectly through these blogs is a terrific way to collect it. Because it's digital, I can go there, I can, click, 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 I'm there at the original source. 2 more clicks, I'm into their sources. I'm doing this myself. I have an online version of Whole Earth Discipline that has all of my research, live linked with illustrations and charts and all this other stuff that I've nabbed semi-legally from the various sources on the net. And so anybody who either agrees or disagrees with my book, with the arguments I'm making, can go and look at the material that those arguments are drawn from and draw their own conclusions. That kind of access on the net is unlike anything we've had with nonfiction books before. My expectation is that all nonfiction books will be expected to provide that kind of environmental apparatus of the stuff that the book is nested in. And built right around it electronically. That's easy to do now with the web. So all of this is, I think, a fantastic gain.